What's up? So this video is the three biggest mistakes coaches make when upselling, how to avoid them, and how you can stop leaving money on the table. So my name is Kiri. I own a business called Profitable Education, and we work with coaches, consultants, and course creators to help them retain students and save money and make loads of money on the back end. Quickly, just so you know my experience, we helped Elliot add 200K in upsells in less than 2 to 3 months. We reduced iOS churn to like nearly zero in 3 months. We helped the growth partners make $290,000 in less than 90 days. Half of that was via upsells, so I know what I'm talking about. So let's get into this. Upsells are one of the easiest ways for your business to make money, and if you're not absolutely optimizing your business for upsells, I don't think you like money. How much money are you leaving on the table? And most coaches are capturing less than 30% of the potential client value. And I actually think this is wrong. Like, I put this conservatively. In reality, it's probably like 90% of the potential client value. Just because most people get a client and they churn that client almost instantaneously. So you're not really capturing much. Front end average coach, let's say you make on the front end $2,000. Customer value, $2,000. You haven't sold them anything. Like, you just leave them. They either churn or you don't sell them anything. As I said, you're leaving money on the table. However, if you actually want to make more money, you either get them on the front end, so $2,000, and then you sell them something worth like $5,500 or something. You can have like 3 to 4 times more client value if you just upsell your students. So this means to get one client, it costs you, do the math, 2, 4, 6, 8. One client, it's just under 8, obviously, but one client now, if you upsell them, is worth 4 clients. So where your average coach needs to get like 4 people, you can make the same money it costs them with just one client if you upsell them. That's how powerful upsells are. I have a client called Io. He's got an upsell now. I'm not gonna say the exact figures, but he has an upsell now that is literally worth out like some months over 100% of his normal revenue with proper upselling without increasing ad spend or acquisition costs. Like, it's free money. His upsells make more than his front end, if that makes any sense. So like, and this is not irregular. There's zero reason to not optimize for upsells. But most coaches don't have upsells. I've got friends of mine who you probably watch their YouTube videos, and I've had sales calls with big YouTubers. Like, I'm talking people with million months who don't really have a back end ecosystem. And like, they have on sales calls with me telling me about this stuff. And I'm like, wow, you make like that much money a month and you don't have an upsell. You're just losing money, man. So you need to make money on the back end. There's 3 common mistakes that cost you upsells and cost you sales. One, selling at the wrong time. It's too early, and this means that there's no trust has been done. Or too late means that you lose momentum. This is a big one. People they don't understand the timing. Number two, there's no clear upsell pathway. Pathway is different to time. Clients finish the program and they don't know where to go next. And then the last one is poor positioning and messaging. Most people have a sales problem in their business. That's just a fact we all know. That sales problem is actually goes right through to the back end of the business. They focus on features instead of transformation in their upsells, and that happens on the front end and the back end. But we always try to fix that on our clients on the back end. These are the 3 biggest issues I see, and we're working with all of the clients I work with. And I'm talking about people who I'm not going to name any names, but I've done sales calls with massive players in the info space. They have all 3 of these issues, and they don't even know about it sometimes until I tell them they have these issues. So fix these 3, and your revenue will literally like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. 5 times. I've got clients who work with me now, and they're like, Kiri, I don't even care about the front end of the business anymore. Like, as long as we get customers into the business, we can capture like 3.5 times their value just on the back end alone. It's so powerful. Like, the people who understand back end economics of business are the ones who make the outsized returns. That's in my opinion, based on all the data I've seen. Mistake one. Let's go into granular detail about all of these, okay? So mistake one, selling at the wrong time. So too early. If you sell too early, the problem is this: the client hasn't experienced enough value. The trust hasn't been built with the client, and it comes across as a money grab, and the client gets buyer's remorse. So not only are you ruining the upsell, you're ruining the front end of the business. So if you do this wrong and you try to upsell too early, you may even incur a chargeback or a refund request because you've messed up the entire sequence of events. So this is actually really bad if done wrong, and it can really damage the relationship between the buyer and the seller. Next is selling too late. The client has lost their momentum, engagement has decreased, and the client has started to look elsewhere, and the program's high has worn off. I can't tell you how many clients of mine and their students have left my students' culture programs before working with me, and they've joined someone else's program who's just essentially does the same thing that my client could have done for them. But because they upsold too late, or they even tried to upsell too late, the client just leaves. So too early and too late. Obviously, these are the big two, but this one, if you do too early, is damaging for your business in the sense that you can get a chargeback and like it damages the relationship, and then you will never upsell them. You might even lose the client and get a chargeback. Or too late is bad because you're gonna lose them to a competitor. And like, let's be honest, it costs them, especially if you're like in the paid acquisition space and you're like doing ads to acquire these customers. Seeing one of your customers then join a competitor is like getting stabbed in the gut. It hurts. I've seen some of the clients deal with that. So it's like you never want that to happen to you. It feels devastating. So the results: 40 to 60% less conversion rates on your upsells if you do it too early and too late. I think it's probably higher, Nick, more 65%, like very high. It's just such a common issue I see in the marketplace. So here's a solution. I'm just going to get to you straight. Don't have to download the lead magnet or anything. So the perfect timing formula. I call it the 40, 70, 90 rule for upsell timing. In the first, like they should, like in the first 40% of the time they work with you, you should get a massive win, some milestone to plant the seed of the upsell. You never want the upsell to come randomly. You need to plant the seed now, okay? Like I used to teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? So one of the things I can tell you is like when someone gets like they first walk into the door, you let them know, oh yeah, cool, you can do this, this, and this, and you can like get your first stripe on your belt. And then as soon as they get the first stripe, you're saying, great, cool, man, I can't wait to get your second stripe and all this stuff. And it's like, that's an example of you need to hype them up for the future. You need to future frame. That in the first 40% of the program, you need to always be planting the seeds of, cool, once you've achieved goal X, we're working to goal, once you've achieved goal B, A, sorry, we're working to goal B. And then once we're at goal B, we're working to goal C. And it always needs to be planting it along. You can't just come out random and smash it over the head of an upsell. It just feels abrupt and let's go back up again. It's just a money grab. It's just not nice. 70% in, major transformation, you can make them an offer. You can actually, you don't have to go towards the end, make them an offer like more than halfway in. Say they've just like, say your offer is, take a random offer. We're going to help you add 10K MRR by the end of our program, or you get a refund. That's the offer. If they're making $7,000 a month now, and then you think they're going to crack the 10K, you're not going to pitch them when they're at 10K. It's too late. But you're not going to pitch them when they're at 1K though, are you? It's too early. You're going to pitch them when they're at 7, 8K a month, about to hit 10K. So they're still trying to get a goal and they've seen success. And they're like, hey, dude, I see you're about to actually, we see you're about to hit this progress. We think you can get to 20K a month. We spoke about 2 months ago, you can get to 20K a month based on this, this, and this. Let's have a chat about it and see maybe what we can do, work together to progress it and expedite you get there and help you to learn even more. If they don't take it up there and then, 90% of the way through the program, give them another chance to buy. Hey, we spoke about this. How about you hop on the call with a founder or the CEO or one of the CSMs and try to upsell them? So 40, 70, 90, remember that. Implementation steps: map out your client success, identify the key milestones and the wow moments in the program, the big moments in the program that like when your client gets that smile on their face and like, damn, this is worth buying. Create milestone trigger notifications. So set up either automatic or manual check-ins from your client success team. Like you need a CSM, like customer success manager, if you want to go above 30K a month. Make milestones that they can then check in on the clients. This should be an automated system. You should not be doing it on your own. Last thing, use a progress bridge technique. So connect their current results to what is possible. Okay, it's like a progress bridge. You're here, you're going to get there inevitably. How about you do it with us faster, and we will do X, Y, and Z for you. You just sell the upsell. That is how you perfect the upsell timing. Okay. Properly timed upsells can increase your rate. I've seen it between 2 to 3 times compared to random. If you just randomly throw this at them, it's not going to work. You have to like do this entire sequence. It's it's such a good sequence to use. I use this. This is why my clients can like upsell 25K packages. Imagine if you sold one person's $25,000 package. That would change your business's life. That would change your life. So it's some source for you. 2, no, this one is deadly. No clear upsell pathway. The problem is clients finish your program and then there's no clear steps, there's no direction, there's no progress bridge. They leave forever. They probably repeat the same, like with no clear steps story. They either leave forever, they repeat your program, which actually isn't a good thing, or they find another coach. Leaving forever is terrible. You lost the entire LTV, the lifetime value of the customer. It has gone forever. Finding another coach is absolutely terrible because they're paying someone else for something you could have helped them with. repeating the same program isn't very good because it's not an upsell, it's not even a cross sell, it's just a continuation. They're just doing the thing that they've paid for once and they're just paying you again. Yes, it's okay, but you're probably gonna have to sell the program again on a discount because they're not gonna pay for the same thing twice generally. So you're not really gonna capture too much MRR. LTV. If say the program is 2,000, you say okay, you can get it again for 1,000. It doesn't really feel that special to me, so whatever. You've done the hard work of solving the problem for them. Like you've essentially, assuming you're not a scammer, you fulfilled the promise. Like they put like, hey, Kiri, can you help me get to 10K a month? Yes, I'll get you to 10K a month. And then they just leave and find another coach to get to 20K a month. It's absurd. Like you've solved their problem, you've built trust, you've provided them value, and now they're just leaving. Do you see the problem in that? Like you're literally giving money away. Like I don't know why the info industry finds this acceptable. It's just you're losing money for no reason. So the result: 75% of your potential lifetime value is lost. Why isn't it 100%? It's not 100% because some of these people will ask you for the upsell. Hey, Kiri, can you please help me with X, Y, and Z? You helped me so greatly. They upsell themselves. That's the truth. But you don't want them to upsell themselves. You want to be upselling them. 2, the ascension ladder strategy. You've probably seen this on Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozi, and a bunch of other people. I'm just gonna retread that a little bit because like I'm not gonna. I'm not. This is probably one of the only parts of the video where this has already been solved in the industry, but no one implements it for some reason. I don't think no one knows how. So level 1, core program foundation. Level 2, implementation. Level 3, mastery. Level 4, inner circle. I usually only have 2 of these for my clients. So like we have like a $6,000 product here, and then there's like a $25,000 product there. So I kind of ignore these 2, but I've added them here just to show you the example of a customer journey. So here is how to implement this like kind of value ladder. Okay, so create natural next steps. Each offer should solve the next logical problem your client is facing. Design at least 3 levels of offers that can increase in price and value, and throughout your program, hint at the next step. So core program 0 to 10K a month, bam. Next program 10 to 15K a month, bam. Next program 20 to 50K a month, bam. And the next last program, 50 to 100K a month. You can just sell that progressively. Most people aren't going to have 4. I put 3 because some people are a little bit uncomfortable going from like 6 to 25K, so they need like 6K to 10K, then to 25K. But to be real with you guys, I like just 2. So I like level 1 and level 4. You can kind of just go 1, 3, and 4. I kind of discount number 2. But that is kind of what I would do. So look, create the natural next steps. Each offer should solve the next logical problem. Design at least 3 levels of offer that increase in value and price. And then throughout the program, hint at the next stages to all available students. Okay? Just a client journey. I'm surprised most people don't do this, but do this. You'll make so much more money. That's some free value for you. This could make you $100,000. So this is a pretty funny one. It's so important. And again, it's a sales problem fundamentally, but sales is kind of like an issue in most people's businesses. So the problem is this: most people say something like, my program includes 6 additional one-to-one calls, access to my private Slack channel, and personalized feedback based on your materials. Yeah, it sounds cool and that'll work if the client trusts you, but it's kind of boring. Like, all right, you want me to spend 25K and I'm just going to get this shit? What you should say is, we'll help you achieve your goal in X amount of time. Nice and simple. People buy transformations and they don't buy features. That is something you've heard in sales a lot, so I'm not going to hammer this too much because I'm a customer success and product focused person. But this is the big problem I see in the market. People don't position the message their upsell correctly. It needs to focus on, like, if you do it wrong and you focus it as a feature instead of a transformation, clients will see it as like an unnecessary expense to hit their goal. Because do they really need these one-to-one calls and like a private Slack channel with you? I don't know. More of the same. Like, I mean, do they really have one-to-ones with you? You know what I'm trying to say? It's a nice to have instead of a must have, and it's a sales tactic instead of a valuable opportunity. Like, you need to really sell the transformation. So I'm going to quickly stick to the value stack. You know what the value stack is. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. I assume you know what it is. So it's transformation. So it's essentially how to transform your message into an upsell. So the before and after framework, I use this for all of my clients, even though this is essentially what we do for everyone. So where they are now, got initial results but struggling with a specific pain point, transformation outcome in half the time of their stress. Bam. It's that simple. You don't have to talk about features. And there's also the risk reversal method. So it's like, show how not upgrading is a riskier choice. That, oh my God, I shouldn't be sharing this publicly, but this one is so good. So continue with, so they're going to be like, oh, Kiri, I really want to achieve 20K a month, but spending 25K off with you guys for the next year is really expensive. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. All right, cool. Look, Tom, I get you. But look, you're still going to be struggling with lead gen. You're still going to be struggling with sales. If you just do it on your own, like, it's going to take you 6 to 12 months longer to achieve your goal, anyways. And then you're probably the opportunity cost of like not working with us is huge. Like, we've already got you a result here, so why don't you just like, transformation outcome? Why don't you just work with us to get to 20K a month in half the time it'll cost you on your own, anyways? We've already proven in the front end that we can help you. Just to just show them that them doing it on their own is actually the risk. So they're already working with you. So let's continue that momentum and keep working with you so we keep making money. Implementation steps. Identify transformation gaps. What's the next level outcome your clients really want? Reframe features as transformation accelerators. For each feature, ask, so what and what does this enable? And then create bridge language. Bridge language is essential. Use their current wins to introduce the next level of results. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Use their current wins to introduce the next level of results. Hey, Tom, you're at 8K a month. You're clearly very capable at lead gen. You're very capable at following our guidance, and you're great at sales. I think we can accelerate to 20K a month in half the time by joining our accelerator program. How does that sound? We'll also give you like you can throw something out. We'll give you like a 10% bonus because you're an existing student, or discount because you're an existing student. They're like, great, how much does it cost? 20K for 12 months. Bam, sold, done. Bridge the gap. I've genuinely found like proper transformation messaging can increase your upsell rate by 40 to 80%. Like, I can't express that this upsell messaging is the make it or break it for upsells. If it just sounds like how am I gonna put it? If it just sounds like a nice to have or like a sales tactic or more of the same, they're not gonna buy it. People don't like buying the same thing. They like buying new things, so make it sound new. So your action plan in the next 7 days to get results based on this in 7 days or less. Day 1 and 2. This is going to say day 1 to 7. Upsell timing. When do you currently present upsells, and what client milestones trigger your offers? So, audit your current approach again. When do you currently present upsells? So, how are you currently doing it, if at all? What client milestones will trigger the new upsells? I want you to go away and think about these things. And in the bottom of this video, I've actually got an entire way to audit your current upsells. So grab that for free. It costs you nothing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'll be doing more of these, as I said, twice a week. Have a nice day.